Hey, this is Jinzuro here, and welcome back to Wolfenstein: A New Order. So, she gets done talking. Okay, so, yeah, I've been pretty inactive for this week for the most part. Been busy with work, and coming home, there was just nothing but sleep coming after that. That was just gone. But, back on my off day, so jump back into this. I guess I'm gonna see what this is about. So I guess I can't just talk to her yet. Let's find out what this,
Leave me alone, alright?
Bobby Bram.
I don't know you, and I'm not looking to make friends.
Well. Finally, the British tyranny comes to an end. London, June 21st, 1948. As if blessed by the sun, the German flag hung high this morning over Buckingham Palace to mark the end of a tyrannical monarchy which has plagued the English people for centuries. Field Marshal Gerolf Feigenbaum, who led the British invasion, cautioned that armed resistance is to be expected. But the majority of the British people will soon realize how they have been fooled by the British government's warmongering leaders. Following the surrender, the whole of the Commonwealth now falls under the German rule, and the remaining armies have been ordered to stand down. These guys and their propaganda. Moscow in flames. Stockholm, March 16, 1945. The Red Army were forced to retreat last night from a Moscow engulfed by flames following a week-long German bomb raid. The barrage of mortar fire heard throughout the night and well into early Thursday morning seems to have obliterated what was left of the inner parts of the city. As of yet, there has been no word on the whereabouts of either Joseph Stalin or his high command. This is just going over the history after I was pretty much in the loony bin, as he put it. Berlin, October 13, 1960. Early morning, a small group of prisoners escaped from Eisenwald prison. The prisoners were described by the police as highly dangerous murderers, rapists, and degenerates. They advised the public to stay alert for people displaying deviant behavior and report anything that may help them track down these individuals. Berlin, July 8, 1948. Early Monday morning, a special assault team launched an attack on the last stronghold of People's Liberation Army. Within hours, the Republic of China surrendered unconditionally. Experts commented that the Japanese government now have no choice but to give up their territorial claims in Asia. Sources close to Field Marshal claim that a plan is being drawn up for both China and Japan, which will transition the two countries into servant states with separate governments and military. These states will, of course, be supremely governed by the superior German Empire.
Are you deaf? I'm busy.
I'm reading. Mind your business. Regime crosses the Atlantic. It's either regime or regime. Vancouver, January 3rd, 1947. Earlier this week, a German submarine was sunk in the Cabot Strait just a few miles off the coast of Cape North. Today, hundreds of ships crossed the Atlantic, and the first German troops set foot upon Canadian soil. Now is the time to be brave, said Prime Minister in an emergency radio broadcast. It's now or never. Our boys at the front line need your support, to defend our homeland, to defend our freedom. Royal Air Force down but not out. Liverpool, June 25th, 1945. The Royal Air Force suffered a major defeat yesterday at the battle over Liverpool. Their major losses were reported on both sides. The RAF were forced to retreat after losing more than two-thirds of their fighters. But even when faced with overwhelming odds, our brave boys in the skies continue to fight for king and country. This fighting spirit may be what constitutes the very essence of Englishness. Us Englishmen, we fight unto the very end, said a corner shop owner trying to put out a fire raging inside St. Luke's Church. And I'll be damned if I will let some Jerry come here and tell us what to do. Was this man channeling the spirit of RAF pilot Jameson? Jameson, who was shot down above Liverpool yesterday, burst out of his burning wreckage, his body on fire and armed only with the pistol, and killed 4 German paratroopers before finally succumbing himself. Even as the enemy stands at our doorstep, the RAF will go to hell and back to hell. Will go to hell and back to kick them out of England. Jolly good boys. Wait, did I read this one? See, the Red Surrender. Moscow, December 12, 1946. Wait a minute, did I read this one? Cold Russian winter bites hard, but one could not tell looking at the rosy, smiling faces of the victorious German army and the liberated Russian people. No, I haven't. The last battle against the Red Army took place in Izhevsk? Definitely, probably not saying that right. Most definitely. Following their month-long campaign to seize the Russian capital. A campaign which, after numerous setbacks and hundreds of civilian casualties, caused the Russian people to turn against their own army. With nightly bomb raids by German Air Force on Red Army's military factories in the Ural region, it was merely a matter of time before the Russian forces could start to lose their morale. The murderous tyrant, Joseph Stalin, is yet to be found, but there are rumors circulating that he may have been assassinated by his own men. Triumph in the East. Berlin, April 4th, 1947. It was a devastating defeat for the Red Army when the German flag was raised on the western side of the river Volga this morning. In a statement to our reporter on site, Field Marshal Frederick Reiter said that the victory is not only thanks to our hard-working and dedicated troops, but also the result of a new weapon that was deployed for the first time in battle. The Panzerhund is a mechanical, autonomous beast of war that cannot feel fear and cannot feel remorse. It is the purest form of killing machine, and it will tear the Russians apart limb by limb. Guys and their dogs. Wait, did I just see something? Nope. So I guess that's it. The last flight in England. Paris, September 17th, 1951. The stalwart resistance of the brave people of London have been quelled, claim sources inside London. After the August uprising, which had seemed like a turning point for the resistance fighters, the German tyrants unleashed their latest machine of oppression, a monstrous thing called the London Monitor. Eyewitnesses' reports described the fight as a massacre, with cobblestone streets drenched in the blood of the brave resistance fighters, crushed or gunned down by the giant machine. German elite combat units then proceeded to move from block to block, systematically taking out the last remnants of the freedom fighters. Alright, so is there oh, there's one of those machines I had to gun down. Let's check the map here. Definitely has room. I wonder, it definitely got to be some secrets in here. I know she mentioned he was upstairs.
I heard you were looking for the Project Whisper folder. It's not here. Obviously.
Aren't we interested? What's this? I was shining for a second. Okay, nothing to check out in her room. She's obviously highly intelligent, but certainly mentally unstable. You know what? I think if I went the other route, I would have been able to like pick that lock. Alright, what's downstairs then? I can't go through there. The other option is upstairs.
Ich suche schon die ganze Zeit nach dem Hammer. Hast du ihn gesehen?
Meg's
Okay, so that's Klaus.
Must be Max's room.
I'm gonna check out these other rooms first. Hello.
Where's Max hiding in there? Is that the Project Whisper folder? Either need a crowbar or find a way around.
Not a crowbar. I literally thought I saw something else. Wait. I think that was the wall.
This room looks empty. Maybe we could sleep in here. Could use some shut-eye.
Well, not for right now. Sleep at another time. It's definitely where that stuff is. But we're gonna need a crowbar. Man, I just woke up literally and kind of just jumped into this. So I'm like still in the process of awakening. Japan pushed back. Another threat approaches. Chongqing, March 7, 1948. It was a proud moment for the Republic of China and the People's Liberation Army as the Japanese were pushed back into the Hubei province. Yet from the north, another dark menace approaches at a swift pace. The German army has overthrown the brave Russian Empire and is now moving towards China. During a rousing speech earlier today, the chairman spoke of his faith in the Chinese people. A unified China cannot be defeated, he said. A unified China cannot be conquered. A unified China will never surrender. America surrenders. Washington, December 24th, 1948. Speaking to the American people in the falling snow on Christmas Eve, the President of the United States declared the government's total surrender to the German army. The announcement comes just days after the atomic bomb was dropped on New York. This final act of violence may have saved millions of lives that would have resulted from a land invasion of America, said the German leader in a press statement following the announcement. I applaud the President for taking such a brave decision. After the President's speech, a spectacular show was put on by the invading troops parading down the streets of Washington to the roaring sound of German jet fighters passing by overhead. Even the more spectacular were the massive mechanical beasts known as Panzerhunden, or armored dogs, hulking over the crowds. Atomic bomb is America. Paris, December 21st, 1948. The largest bomb ever invented was dropped 13 hours ago on New York City, largely decimating Manhattan and killing over 200,000 people. It is an atomic bomb, said our great leader in a radio broadcast speech to the public, 20,000 times more powerful than the biggest bomb ever created before. But more than a bomb, this is a warning to the American people. Whose room is this? Okay, so there we go. Crowbar, give me that crowbar. Wait. Oh yeah, it's over here. I need to go in the other room. Ah, great. He's already back.
Max, I really need you to step aside. Max, bitte. Geht zur Seite. Das ist wichtig.
Max, komm her! Komm an! Alles in Ordnung. Alles wird gut sein. I'm sorry. I should have known you would have taken it.
Well, let's find out what this Project Whisper is all about. Turn to Caroline. Okay, finally got Project Whisper. Hope it's worth something to Caroline. I should return it to her. Wait a minute. So, I guess I was supposed to talk to Klaus and he would have directed me. I get it now. So if I had originally talked to Klaus, he would have mentioned that it was missing. Makes sense. Okay. It's more on this side. Let's go over. Okay. America rises from the ashes. The American spirit rises in the shadow of the mushroom-shaped cloud that was produced by Germany's evil atom bomb when it hit New York. Cells of freedom fighters have assembled across the country and are taking up arms. Through targeted attacks on German VIPs and bombings of crucial military installations, the American resistance is making it very difficult for the invaders to remain in control. Reports claim that German invaders have become so desperate they are shipping elite anti-rebel units from China to prevent the insurrection from spreading. Eyewitness accounts also describe mass executions of civilians as punishment for attacks performed by the freedom fighters. Benevolent liberators guard China's borders. Shanghai, October 25th, 1953. Thanks to the ingenuity of German engineers, the Great Wall of China has been reinforced and upgraded by our benevolent German liberators. Hundreds of powerful atomic flak cannons have been installed along the wall, guarding the airspace from any potential invaders from the Mongolian territories. Elite German troops have also been stationed from one end to the other to guard the border. This is a great act of generosity bestowed by our benevolent liberators, symbolically marking the beginning of a new era of peace in Asia. The liberation of America has begun. Washington, January 7th, 1949. The Honorable German Peace Troops embarked on a nationwide victory tour this week. The goal of this operation is to liberate the oppressed American people and protect them from dangerous insurgent elements. All remaining American military personnel are advised to stand down and report to the nearest German checkpoint. Once there, they will be issued a labor card assigning them to work on rebuilding the country according to the superior cultural standards of the new regime. Oh, wait, I read that one. Editorial: Germany has betrayed us. Rome, October 13th, 1949. And so we must face the bitter truth. We, the Italian people, have been fooled into thinking that our northern ally would be our country's salvation and a collaborator in rebuilding Italy to its former glory. Reports from the north are coming in describing German tanks and infantry turning against our soldiers and attacking our own people. Witnesses describe horrible scenes of whole villages burned and plundered. We are now just days away from a complete invasion, and our weak government is incapable of doing anything about it. I advise all Italians not to surrender. Do not bow down to the will of the invaders. Rise and take up arms. Do whatever you can to fight back the tyranny. Rise for freedom. What did you think was going to happen? I read this one. America loses naval supremacy. Tokyo, August 20, 1946. The Americans are on their knees, Field Marshal Franz Gustav Byers told the gathered reporters during today's press conference. The superior German submarine fleet, accompanied by its loyal Japanese allies, has helped Germany achieve a major victory in the Pacific, with more than half of the American fleet destroyed at the Battle of Leyte Gulf alone. Oh, it goes even further upstairs. I know I'm supposed to go downstairs to her, but, you know, my curiosity is going to take me further up. Ah, it's Fergus, home, house, what's up? Definitely tired.
Fuck, Blasco, I'm knackered. Haven't seen a real bed in months. Fuck off for a minute so I can sleep, right?
Say no more.
Wake me if, let's say, the sky's about to fall or some such shite.
Say no more. Go ahead and get some rest, house. Oh, okay, what's this? Mold infestation in Berlin. London, May 15th, 1953. It's fair to say there's some sort of poetic justice in this. Reports from our resistance friends in Berlin suggest that a new type of mold spore has started infesting the structures made out of the super concrete used by the regiment. It has started festering in the massive underground ventilation system and is spreading throughout the city. Friends of the resistance. This could be a major advantage for us. The mold seems to corrode the stability of the concrete, making it easier to destroy the structures that are important to the regime in Berlin. I think it's regime. Man, they need to fix the electricity here. It's kind of getting, I looked at this and the first thing that popped in my head was Alien. This is interesting. Is there anything interesting up here, though? Hey, no, that's not interesting. Tools. Hello. What do we have in here for me? Well, it's a Panzerhund they were taken apart. This is... Okay, got some knives. Oh, it's for target practice. I like that. Aha. I wonder if is there anything else up here? No, I came from that direction. Oh, that's the old Wolfenstein. Okay, I don't think there's much of anything else to check out, so let's go ahead and go back to Caroline here. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to get like reused to combat style after a week, 5 days. Well, almost a week. Been about 5 days. Oh, there she is. Actually, what were you doing in here? What do you have in here? Bomb. Okay, let's go ahead and talk to her.
Much obliged, Captain Blazkowicz. You ready for an assignment? Friends and comrades, this is it. Project Whisper. It's been in development for years. A helicopter aircraft. The Nazis have found a way to make it virtually silent in flight and undetectable by means of radar. Anya has decrypted the Nazi chatter out of London and located the only 3 prototypes in existence at the London Nautica research facilities there. With Captain Blazkowicz on the team, we are finally strong enough to strike at the operations. The days of scurrying like rats are over. With these machines in our possession, we can go anywhere, hit anything. We will rebuild the Kreisau Circle, arm ourselves to the hilt. We will rise up and take down Death's Head for good. They think the war's over, that we are weak, beaten, don't have the guts to oppose them. And as always, they are wrong.
I've got a 14-hour drive. I've got a sinus infection. I haven't had a full night's sleep in 8 months. So let's go, people. Because I'm not doing this again.
You've got balls of steel, Bobby Brown.
Stop. I just want to get this over with.
That sound like traitor talk right there, Bobby. House, I don't trust Bobby.
Lundy! Behind me! Hanson!
Oh. Wait, is this already jumped into chapter 6? Yeah, it did. Alright, so. I know I should have took that nap. Well, I'm gonna leave this here, and when we get back, we're gonna jump into this mission. Till then.